The Short Take with Alex and Jake.
Hello and welcome back to The Short Take, the podcast where we talk about all things short film, apart from when we don't.
Nice.
I'm your host Jake, and with me as ever is my co-host Alex.
It's me.
That is you. How you doing this week?
I'm alright.
Good.
Yeah, it's
Great.
When's this coming out?
I feel like probably September, October.
Oh bloody hell, September. I've just
It's cold, isn't it?
It's very cold now. I miss. How was your Halloween?
Halloween was great. I do miss swimming
This
in
is a
the
very
sea
special
though.
Halloween episode.
It is, yeah. So welcome to episode 22 of The Short Take, and this week we'll be looking at a very special film called Curse of the Secret Lake.
Have you ever numbered an episode before? Have you ever said like when watching it, this
I
is
think
episode?
so. Yeah, I think I do sometimes. It's probably not consistent, but
I don't know. It's just if I was listening, I would assume that this wasn't episode 22.
Well, it's
and that you
season
said
2,
that to
episode
make
22.
it episode 22.
maybe, yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm just trying to order things, you know. I don't know. But this is a very special one because it's the last film of the season that we're reviewing, and it's a film that as is becoming tradition, the first episode of this season was Alex's film. The last episode of this season I was involved with, but I would say it's not really my film. It's more.
So we're breaking tradition.
We
is
are
what you're
breaking
saying.
tradition. Yeah, I was involved
A tradition
in it
that
quite
barely
heavily.
exists. You've
Yeah.
decided, fuck it.
In season 2, we're just going to break it.
Excellent.
But it's quite special because my brother directed it and wrote it.
Nice.
So, and he is joining us on the podcast today.
Oh!
It's come out of nowhere.
Hello.
One introduction. So you wrote it and directed it, didn't you?
I did, yes.
Yeah, and I was like maybe camera operator. I think I helped write bits of the script, maybe.
Yeah, you did a rewrite and then we sort of changed it after that.
Yeah, I think I did a rewrite and you didn't like it, and then you changed it back,
Yeah, pretty much.
which is fine.
So this is
Not
very
bitter about it.
they're stabbing each other. It's so this is kind of the alternate of what you did with Apparition, kind of, right?
Yeah, in a
You
way, yeah.
wrote
'cause-
and directed that, and you camera up.
Yeah, so then we switched for this.
Yeah.
one.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
What was
And-
the time gap, out of curiosity, between this and Apparition?
About 6 months. I
Okay.
think.
Wow. So
Yeah.
same year.
I think
Yeah,
so.
it was
Both
this-
2020, I think.
So Apparition was like April. It was like deep lockdown
Yeah.
at the very start, kind of thing.
Mhm.
And then this was we filmed. I think it was September, wasn't it? Kind of coming out of the first lockdown before the second one.
Okay.
I had a bit of time at home, and so we filmed it then.
Yeah.
And then it released on Christmas Day of 2020
Of course, to rave reviews.
to rave reviews. Everyone
It's
loved
before
it.
I met you, and I remember hearing about it.
No, you had met me.
I don't think I had.
We were friends before lockdown.
Were we?
Yeah, 2019.
I guess we knew each other. I didn't consider us friends.
No, we went and watched Star Wars in 2019.
Oh my
at
god,
the
we did,
cinema,
didn't we?
And that was the first thing we did, like, outside of work.
Wait, what did we see? What Star
Rise of
Wars?
Skywalker. So before we start, we need a quick synopsis, don't we? When a mysterious creature is disturbed, a young woman finds herself the victim of its revenge.
Nice.
Very ominous.
Nice, very
Yeah,
ominous.
Yeah. Do you want to do a Alexopsis? One last one for the season, because you've
Yeah.
not done any this season.
Don't upset Fishman.
That is good. Yeah,
Don't upset
it's very
Fishman.
accurate. Do we want to kind of... So when we did Apparition,
Yeah.
all those years ago,
Classic.
we broke it down by, like, directing, acting, location, and something
did,
else.
didn't we?
Do we want to try and do that again? Because I feel like there's a lot to talk about
We
with this
can.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to pick a topic first?
Okay, let's pick.
Because I think there's more topics this time to talk about. And also because my brother's here as well, we have a lot of behind the scenes that we can talk about.
Let's do directing first, since you're
Yeah.
the director.
Okay.
Let's get on to Tom.
How, out of curiosity, and I would assume this isn't much, but I might be wrong. How much planning went into it?
Define planning.
Like, did you storyboard at all, or was it just a matter of like, we vaguely know what we want, we're just gonna go and grab the stuff we want?
I think for different scenes it was different because the outdoor scenes we didn't storyboard particularly because we were limited to what Jake could film from a canoe.
Yeah,
So-
makes sense.
So I should preface this. This is the first time. I mean, it's only our second film that's on our YouTube channel, but we filmed this in 2 locations.
Okay.
So the stuff with Millie
Yeah.
was in Hartford at one of our friends' houses,
Okay.
and the stuff on the canoe with the island and the fin going through the water, that was all filmed in the Norfolk Broads. So very separate locations. So
Nice.
everything on the canoe, everything on the island and all of the stuff with the the Finn coming along the water and stuff. That was all in Norfolk.
Waterside House as well.
Yeah, and the house. Yeah, the
Very
outside.
cleverly edited to make it look like it was the same.
Yeah,
house.
did you believe it was the same house?
I think so. I didn't
Yeah.
at any point think it was a different one. So
Exactly.
Yeah, good.
I think in general, I think it's really cool because I wouldn't have clocked that they were completely different.
Yeah,
They were so far away, if you know what I mean. It
Yeah,
did
yeah.
feel like it all took place in the same area.
that's good.
So that's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, what you were saying.
Yeah, so we did do some storyboards for the dialogue scenes and the house scenes, I think, but not like extensive. It was
Yeah.
a lot of riffing on the day.
Makes sense. How long was there between like writing it and putting it together?
Not very long, I don't think.
No, quick turnaround.
it was
Yeah,
pretty
I
quick.
think wrote it. Jake did a second draft. I didn't want it, and then we started filming like a week after.
I think you made a couple more changes after I made
Yeah.
that draft because you kind of saw where I was coming from with bits of it, but you didn't like what I'd done with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, there wasn't much turnaround or planning.
No,
Interesting.
I mean, I think quite a telling part of the turnaround is that we missed an entire scene.
Yeah, we
Oh,
missed.
what
there's
scene
a
was
few,
meant to be
a
in
few
there?
bits missing, to be fair.
So there was a scene. So Risky Business.
Yes.
The Tom Cruise film.
Yeah, yeah.
Where he dances around the house in his underwear.
That was going to be in there.
That.
You had Tom Cruise.
Yeah, we did.
And
Yeah.
he was just on the sidelines the whole day waiting to do a scene. You were like, shit, we haven't done that scene. We haven't got
Oh,
time.
Tom.
Tom, so
we have to
sorry.
let you go. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, it was meant to be. It was meant to be kind of like a Millie getting over the breakup, wasn't it? Or
Yeah.
Jen, that's her character name.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, in the end, you just see her sort of head bopping to dance away for like 3
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, that music was meant to be
What she dances
what
to.
she dances
That
to,
makes
yeah.
sense.
Um,
That's a shame. I can imagine that scene there. I think it would
yeah, I think it would have worked really well, but we
Yeah.
just kind of. I think we either ran out of time or we forgot, or
I think we were quite tight on time in the house. We only had one day, I think.
yeah, we did
There's
film it
Oh,
all
wow.
one day.
Quite a lot of stuff that could have been added.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think on the whole, there's no holes in it. I think the coverage is very good.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It's not like it's missing something that means it doesn't make sense or that it just, like isn't a film. If you know what I mean.
Yeah,
That would be the worst case scenario.
yeah,
There were a couple of pickup shots that I filmed at home on my own afterwards, like when the monster jumps out and growls. That was just me.
yeah.
Okay.
That's in our living room.
Nice.
Yeah,
No,
I think-
dining room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the toast hitting the floor was filmed separately.
Amazing.
Um,
Mm.
I think of a couple of other bits, but I'm not sure which ones.
Have you guys seen Evil Dead 2?
No.
No.
Okay. It's clearly not a reference to it, but the bit where you have the monkey noise feels like a reference to Evil Dead 2.
There isn't a monkey noise.
There is a monkey noise.
What's the monkey noise?
There's
was
a
a
monkey
goose.
noise. It was a
Yeah,
goose.
it's supposed to be a
It
goose.
sounded like a monkey.
I don't actually remember where
So
we
I-
got all those noises from.
I think YouTube videos.
Oh, were they? Okay.
Well, that monkey noise. In Evil Dead 2, there's a bit where the near the end where one of the Deadites, like, his neck gets really long and head goes weird and it goes like that, and for some reason they just use monkey noises for it, and it's like like that. That's what it felt like it was in reference to, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's fun. I mean,
You just
take
reminded
it.
me that the goose noise was supposed to be because the monster had killed a goose, and then
Is that what it was?
She goes outside
Yeah.
and sees a dead goose, but we forgot to
Get a dead goose.
get a dead goose.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
That
mean,
makes sense.
getting a dead goose is quite hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. There was also a couple of shots where I'm like on rewatch. I feel like the shot is fine, but I feel like we should have changed what it was that was happening. So like when she goes to get a drink,
yeah.
she's obviously very sad, but it just makes her look so posh to go to a drinks cabinet and
Yeah.
open it and have like all of those glasses and
100%.
stuff. It should have been like a bottle of wine out the fridge or something
Yeah.
like that, you know.
Think
Like,
of how young she is as well. It breaks the immersion a little bit.
yeah, exactly.
I think there were a few times that shots were held too long. Like,
Okay, I guess that's an editing thing, though,
it's
right?
an editing thing more so, and I think there's a shot. The shot with which, as we saw in the behind the scenes, was really horrible to get, in which he was sinking, where the head comes out of
Yeah.
the water. There's a version of that shot that's really good, and I think it's if it was maybe more zoomed in, like it was closer and it's on something else, and then the head comes up. Because when you see that shot, it's of nothing, and then the head just comes up, and then it comes up for a bit too long. I think maybe in general there's a lot of seeing the monster when you shouldn't.
Well, yeah, I think to an extent, but then at the end of the day, we had a really cheap monster costume, so
Oh yeah,
either we went the whole film without really showing it and try to build the tension, or we lean into the cheesiness of it
yeah,
and show it. But also
Yeah.
that the head popping up was a pretty much direct copy from Apocalypse Now when he comes up at the end.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. But then in that one, it's like, I think if I remember correctly, it's like the shot is on like a lily pad, essentially. Like if you look at the framing of the shot before his head comes up, you're on a lily pad and then his head comes up.
Okay.
That's what I mean. Like I think generally it's a great idea for a shot, and I think obviously the fact you managed to accomplish it in any way is cool. But I think the only thing missing from that bit is maybe the framing of it, which I don't think is really a problem with much of the rest of the film. I think generally speaking, the framing's very good. Same with Apparition. But yeah, that shot really stood out to me, and I think it holds a bit too long because of, like I said, the costume thing. But I think like with the glove and the hand, I think you could have got away with like the bit where the hand comes over the thing. That's really cool.
Yeah,
and I think
I
like
love
showing
that
just
shot.
bits like that, maybe I don't know.
I think one of the strongest things this film has is the costume design around the monster. Like that glove is very
it's
cool.
very cool. Did someone make it?
Yeah, it's a marigold glove with bits of rubber that I cut out into scales. And
That's
glued
so
on.
cool.
Yeah, and then the fin as well.
The fin's
We
cool.
made. Well, you made it.
What was the fin on? Because obviously you were like reading it in with a thing, but was it on a boat or something?
It was just like a wooden platform, and then it had a weight attached to the bottom,
To keep
and it
it
was
from-
on a diver as well. So the faster I reeled it in, it would go under, and then I could slow down and come back up.
That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, it was very cool. It was
Yeah, I
very
like
fun
those
to get
shots a
those
lot.
shots.
Yeah.
We have so many because we had to essentially just throw it as
Yeah.
far out into the water as we could, and it meant that one that was in the behind the scenes, the fishing wire got looped over one of the fins.
Yeah.
So it was like kind of dragging it down underwater.
Yeah.
So it took a while for us to get the correct setup and
I mean, it
shots
worked
and
though.
stuff. Yeah, it
like,
looked
I
really
really
good.
like the opening sequence in general. I really like with the driving car and then like cutting between that and the lake and the like, monster traveling. I guess.
I guess that's
like-
that's kind of coming into editing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should we talk about editing then?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the music choices are very good.
Yeah. 10 out of 10.
It obviously means that it's completely copyrighted.
I was gonna say yeah.
But-
Can't try it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Unless you get someone to cover all the music, I guess, and buy the cheap music, which is probably pretty cheap.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But
I
yeah,
don't know if you're gonna get to do it.
no. But yeah, I thought the music, like the opening sequence, is very fun, isn't it? I edited
I really
it.
like the shot at the beginning, by the way, of the back of you when you're in the canoe.
Okay.
Like the jump cuts almost of the
Oh,
traveling,
yeah,
I
of
think
going
is really
through it.
nice.
Yeah.
And I think just
I
staying on
think
that shot.
that some kind of music there would have been good, even if it's just very, very subtle.
Yeah, maybe a bit of like tension building
Yeah.
music. Although I did
Little
quite
bit.
like the just like I could almost see a short film on its own just being that shot, like just following somebody on this like thing and like never cutting from that. I
Yeah.
don't know why I can just picture it.
Mm.
That'd be cool. No, I really like the opening.
Yeah, that was fun, wasn't it? I enjoyed filming that.
Yeah.
That was quite fun. I was the camera operator for that bit because obviously Tom was in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, that was really fun.
Were you on the same canoe or a different canoe?
Same canoe.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was just on the back seat. He was on front seat.
Okay.
On the middle?
You're on.
On the front. You were on the very front. Yeah.
It limited the options, but
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah, it did. I think it did really work.
It's really cool.
And then the stuff on the island was quite fun as well.
Yeah.
And putting that like really horrible monster noise over the top of it.
So good.
And then yeah, I like how we kind of faded the music in like a little bit early. Like you see the splashes on the water, don't you, of the monster coming, and then you turn around and you do your shocked face, and then like a big splash of water comes up, and,
Yeah.
and then it goes to the tide. But like the music comes in just before that, so you kind of like know something's happening.
Yeah.
That was really fun. And then I always really enjoy the names coming up.
I really like the way the
Yeah.
names came in. It felt very like I want to say like 70s, 80s like cinema. I don't know. It was something about it. I like the way they they came down the road, then the color change, and like the way it like shifted, right? Because it was like I think they were on top of each other, and then they went side to side.
Yeah.
Or is it the other way
Yeah.
around?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was really cool.
Yeah, it actually came about because I was only just learning how to edit. I
Yeah.
didn't know how to keyframe properly.
Amazing.
So I was like, oh yeah, it's like kind of coming towards, and then it just jumps into this thing, and then Tom was like, I actually quite liked it.
It's
It looks
cool. It works.
So
It looks good. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's slightly like jumpy and
Yeah.
not smooth, so it sells
Yeah.
the old-fashioned effect.
It gives. I'm trying to think of what the film is now. I mean, again, the original Evil Dead has a very similar opening of just like driving to a location and then the title's coming up.
right,
There's something else that I'm really blanking on now. Again, another classic like horror where it's just the people like driving to where the horror's going to take place.
yeah. There's loads of
Yeah.
of
It's a
opening
classic like
sequences.
trope.
Yeah,
Like, it's really
Yeah.
good. It's really effective.
I think it was also in the edit where we decided that this was not going to be a horror film, didn't we?
Yeah.
Mm.
And it,
Well, I mean, we sort of knew while filming that it wasn't scary,
Yeah.
yeah,
but yeah, we sort of leaned into the cheesy 50s B movie kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's more inspired by the Creature from the Black Lagoon and stuff like
Yeah.
that, rather than anything
I get
serious.
that. I feel like you could have made it had fun with like, and this is hindsight stuff. I think you could have maybe had fun with doing it like as a quote unquote silent movie. You can always rewrite the whole thing in an interesting way, like black and white.
I don't
and then
know.
having like cards come up, like barely any dialogue, and having cards come up to say stuff.
Yeah.
I think
There
there's something
isn't
kind of
really
weird
much
about that.
dialogue
Yeah.
anyway. There's only a few lines, which is why I like to not have any dialogue in my films, because it just makes it easier.
No, that's very fair, yeah. I do think that it does benefit from having some noise put into it, though, having some dialogue in there to kind of keep it moving, you know, like it helps create a like connection to the characters a little bit more, I think. You know, if they were just kind of not saying anything. And I think, to be fair, like a very first attempt at writing and stuff, I think it's very succinct. Like, you get the idea that they've just like had a massive fight and they're
100%.
basically broken up, and then he's coming back to try and win her back.
Yeah.
It's very funny at the end where she just steps over his body and like tries to drive away and doesn't even check him.
Yeah, no.
It's so funny.
Well, he also disappears in the next shot.
Oh, does it?
Oh yeah, he
To be
does,
fair, I
doesn't
didn't
he?
clock it.
Yeah. There's so many inconsistencies.
I think, maybe I'm wrong, I think you guys actually inspired the movie Barbarian.
No, I mean it's very different from Barbarian.
I don't know, I think there's some similar stuff going on. I know there's something about the, woman trapped with a monster in a house, and the idea of like a kind of incompetent man turning up. I think there's vibes. Like, I think there's
Yeah.
something weirdly similar. And I
Yeah.
think Zach Krieger saw your movie, and he was like, I'm going to make a whole movie that's
Out of
this vibe.
Yeah. And he's a comedian, isn't he? So he would have watched this and been like,
He would
wow,
have done it for a
good
joke.
comedy. I also love the shot of, so the bit where Millie comes out onto the balcony and
Yeah.
there's the reverse shot of Joe getting out of the car. We, for some reason, we decided to get it in one take, so we used 2 cameras.
Yeah.
And we used one of Tom's really old cameras, so the quality on Joe
I was
is
going to say,
so
like,
low.
it feels like what's happened is you've, in
Gone
the
back in
edit,
time.
zoomed in.
No, it was filmed on like a Sony camera from 2002 or something.
Amazing.
On mini DV tapes.
Yeah.
On a massive lens. So it's really,
So it's really zoomed
really
in.
zoomed in and very like, it's got lines across it.
Yeah.
And the colour's completely different.
Yeah, I did have to grade that. I didn't grade anything else apart from that one shot because I
To
was
make
like,
it look like the
I
others.
just want to like make it look at least somewhat similar to the rest of it.
That's so funny.
It still doesn't look great, but it looks better than it did.
Yeah. I'm curious what it looked like before.
It did not look good.
Oh no.
Honestly, we should have just shot it again with the reverse, but you know, I think we were tight on time, so we didn't.
What was the credit scene?
Oh, just the car was driving over a Ford. I think that's the monster driving the car, maybe.
Oh, is that what it is?
Well, it's just a bit of filler, I think. Yeah, it's just to recreate the kind of old style end credits.
Yeah.
It's not really anything in particular. I mean, you could make a second film off of that if you wanted to.
Well, I did write a second film, didn't I?
I was gonna say I remember reading it. I think.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a buddy cop story about
Yeah.
Millie and the monster.
Yeah.
Was it that it took place?
It took place immediately afterwards,
That
pretty
was it,
much.
yeah.
And she's like running through a forest, and then the monster comes and comes and finds her anyway, and she's like really scared. And then the monster, in
It's
my
like, "What's
version,
up?"
the monster could talk.
Yeah.
And was like, "Oh, I don't actually want to kill you. I just want to kill these other guys. Can you drive me to them, please, so I can kill them?"
I remember this now. I remember this.
And then it was so much darker. My second one was so much
When did you
darker
write
than the
that?
original one. I mean, it was probably 2021, maybe.
Okay. So it was after Shape of Water came out.
Yeah. It was,
Okay.
I mean, Shape of Water's 2018, wasn't
It
it?
just gives me Shape of Water vibes.
No, it's not that at all.
Well, it'll be less weird because at least the fish can talk. Like,
But she kills the fish.
oh no,
'Cause-
spoilers.
Yeah, sorry. I've not even made the film yet. I'm spoiling it. Do you want to talk about anything else?
I mean, I really like the effects. We've kind of talked about it already, but I think generally across all of the film, the effects are really cool.
The practical effects
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
It looked really good. The one standout shot is where the long take where Millie goes out the front door and goes around the side of the house, and the monster runs into
Yeah.
the house, but is not fully in costume. He's wearing shorts and trainers.
I didn't spot that, to be fair.
That's good.
Really?
Okay, that's interesting.
It
I
makes
spotted
me-
obviously him running in.
Oh, it makes me crack up every time I see it.
So
Because we've
funny.
obviously watched it so many times in the edit and stuff. And it's the only usable version of that shot because
Yeah.
in a couple of previous ones, there's a bunch of modern cars it behind it, and it's
Yeah,
meant to
which
be
we
set
saw
in
in
the
the
80s.
bloopers, right?
Yeah. Where he's just standing there. So that happened for a bit, and then it was really hard to get the movements and stuff right because we didn't have any kind of steady camera or anything. So I was just holding the camera in my hand
Yeah.
and backing up, trying to do it, and I think we were running out of time. So we got that one, and we were like, that kind of, that worked. And then
Yeah.
we realized a couple of hours later, we were like, wait, Will wasn't actually wearing the trousers and the feet and stuff. And you can really see it in the shot, but it is a flash of a scene and it's gone.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
hopefully people focus on the face and don't actually see the rest of it.
I mean, I didn't notice the shorts.
That's
Like,
good.
I think it is a thing of the face. Like, it's so specific. Also, where'd you get the mask? What is the mask? Like,
That was you, wasn't it?
I just bought it from Amazon or something. I think it's just a generic monster costume.
interesting. Because it looks
Yeah.
a bit alien-y.
Yeah, it's like
But then,
alien
like-
and slightly fishy. Which
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought worked.
No, 100%.
And also, when I come out of the water in that shot, it's like it sort of slightly inflates when I get to air in it, and it kind of looks like it's breathing, which I think is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's fun. I really like what we did with that because we were like scraping all the pond weed and stuff, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it looked good.
Nice. What were the changes that you wanted to make?
I put a little bit more into the dialogue, I think.
Okay. Which
I-
obviously you don't want to do dialogues. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember what my specific. One of my changes was instead of going to get a drink, she just goes and smokes,
Mhm.
and you didn't want to put that in because I was in my head. I was like, it makes more sense for her to go outside if she's smoking.
Yeah.
If she was drinking, she'd just sit on a sofa or something.
Mm.
But I think it's fine. I think it's more the drinks cabinet scene that doesn't work,
Yeah.
not the like aspect of getting a drink.
Yeah.
I don't particularly remember. I think I put more reasoning as to why Joe comes back, and that's kind of it, really, isn't it? I think I just tried to tighten it up in places.
Yeah. It'd be kind of cool to see a version of this where it's cutting back and forth between him and her, maybe.
Oh, okay.
It would be kind of interesting to, like, I don't know.
Yeah, but it's
And building up the thing of, like, is he going to come back and, like.
but in this, the story is about the monster. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
really about them. So
No, I get
cutting
that.
away from him, you'd be like, oh, come on, let's go back to the monster in the house stuff.
I think I more mean, like, once she's in danger, that element of, like. It's almost like in The Shining where you have the whole thing with.
That guy in the snowmobile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, he, like, wakes up in bed and he's like, fuck, something's going on with my Shining. I've got to go to the hotel to make sure Danny's okay. And then it's this whole thing of it keeps coming back to him traveling there. And it's like, fuck, is he going to get there in time? Is he going to get there in time to, like, save them? And he just turns up and gets killed immediately. And it's like, no! Like, I think you could have maybe done something with, like, on a way smaller scale.
Yeah.
Of just her, when she's in danger, cutting to him somewhere, maybe in a bar drinking. And this is, like, obviously way outside of, I think, what you would be able to do realistically. But, like, having him, like, in a bar drinking and then him being like, oh, like, drunk and like, I should go back. And you're like, okay, good, he's going to go back and he can help her.
Yeah.
And then him getting back and he's just useless and drunk and then dies. Like, I don't know. Do you see what I'm saying? Just
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I think
I
it would have
guess
been
so.
interesting.
I remembered I also pitched a scene of when Joe comes and knocks on the door for the monster. It, like, when it runs down the stairs, it just smashes the door open into him.
Yeah, I remember you saying that to me at some point.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
And we were like, can we buy a door?
Yeah.
Can we, like, take it off its hinges and, like, smash it down?
Yeah.
And that's kind of why Joe dies, like, there's door debris around
Yeah,
him kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
thing. And you're like, oh, okay, like, he got smashed by a door and he's probably dead.
Yeah.
To make it make more sense why she doesn't check on him. Because we didn't even put any fake blood on him, did we?
No.
No.
No, he's just a body lying on the floor. A bit more context there for why she makes that decision to just get in the car and leave.
Yeah.
Would have made more sense, but I think it's fine.
Yeah,
as
no.
it is. I think
It works. Like, I get it. And I like the fact it's that thing of, like, but wait, where is it?
Yeah.
Like, when you see him dead, it's like, hang on.
Yeah.
It's not, like, gone.
I'd have liked to see him with, like, all his guts hanging out. I think that would.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we
That'd be
were
very
looking
cool.
at that kind of stuff, weren't
Yeah.
we? It's like something more
Yeah.
to it.
But then again, it comes down to budget and time constraints and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I think when you take all those things into consideration, I think you, like, guys smashed it. Like, it's a coherent film that actually tells some kind of story. And, like, the effects are really cool. The framing's really good throughout. Yeah, I think it's really cool. I really
Yeah.
like it. It kind of comes down to that same thing of, like, remember when we watched Laundrette? And it was that thing
Yeah.
of, like, even though there are, like...
Prom dress.
Prom dress, thank you. Even though there are, like... Don't shake your head at me.
Get
It's
the
set
names
in a
of all-
laundrette.
You got the name of this film wrong. We watched it today.
Hey, barely. Even though, like, there are technical issues within it. Like there's a couple of moments where it's like overexposed in like certain areas and shit like that. It's like you still see the fact. I can see you guys making it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? And like that's cool, and I like that about it.
Yeah. I think it's leaps and bounds better than Apparition.
Yeah.
I think it
shows like you come a long way within just those two films.
Yeah.
I think just making stuff, obviously, you get better and better and better. And I think just going between those two, I think, shows a jump.
I think the production design is definitely the biggest selling point.
Yeah.
I think that like the biggest problems with like kind of direction and stuff is more the camera quality, which is not really within our like, you know, we had a camera, we used it, kind of thing.
And the audio is pretty terrible, but I don't think we had a good microphone back then.
Yeah, no.
No,
I
we
mean, to be
didn't
fair,
do-
the audio is not
yeah.
awful. Like, considering, like, thinking to Prom Dress,
Yeah.
not Laundrette, that film had, like, a decent budget and, like, had, like, actual quality microphones and stuff. And the audio in that is really bad at points, like, really bad.
Yeah.
And, like, considering what you guys had, I assume it was, like, yeah, way cheaper microphones. It's really sound throughout.
Yeah.
Pun intended.
I think we had a microphone just plugged into the camera, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think it was just this
Yeah, well,
mic.
like a video mic.
I think it was this mic,
Oh, wow.
but it obviously plugging straight into the camera, the camera's sound recorder is not good quality.
Yeah.
So it just like, you know, even though this is a good mic, it downgraded it
Yeah,
massively.
yeah.
Which, yeah, it is what it is, isn't
Yeah.
it? It's just a technical thing. I think it flows really well, like from shot to shot. Like it makes
Like a
it tells a
lake.
story. Yeah, I think it just like it flows really well, and it looks really good. Like, you know, production-y stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't think there's much you could do to change it. And I think it works very well as a cheesy 70s or 80s horror movie.
If there was one thing that you both could do to like change it, like just go back in time and unlimited budget, you could do anything. What's the one thing you would do?
It is hard because there's so
Yeah.
many things I would want to change.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think I do like it how it is. So I'd probably just upgrade the camera and get the exposures right,
Interesting. Okay.
and put a steady cam on. Oh no, would I put the goose in?
Dead goose.
That's a good.
You can get a real dead goose.
Yeah, I could get a real dead goose.
Unlimited budget.
No, I think I'd stick with the camera. I'd
Okay.
upgrade the camera.
How about you?
I'd upgrade the costume and lighting and like guts and stuff.
Nice.
I'd add more.
Like getting
I
a
would-
prop
I
department.
would have the monster like dripping seaweed everywhere.
That's
And
cool.
so-
That would
yeah,
be very
yeah.
fun.
But
Yeah.
obviously we're in someone else's house, so we were gonna
Yeah.
do like wet footprints and
You're
stuff,
like,
but we
shit.
couldn't do that.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, because we put them on the porch, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's
but
cool.
you couldn't really like.
I didn't spot them if they're
Yeah,
there.
you couldn't really see them. And we were gonna pan down to it at some point, but I think we did on one of the first takes, and we watched it back and we're like, you
Yeah,
can't
it's
see it.
Yeah.
It slows it down too much as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm glad we kept it how we did.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, it's the last one of the season, so it's got to be a good one.
Yeah. Do I ask it? Do you ask it? I don't know. Were we alternating?
What's
I think
the,
we were alternating, and it's whoever brings the film. So
Okay,
it's
so
me
it's you.
technically.
What's the thing?
This is the like if you would pick it in a situation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I need to think of a situation. I mean, I can't be boring and do
If
like
you-
If
Desert
you're,
Island
if you're a
this.
cinema owner in 1957,
Ooh.
Would you show this
would
film?
you show this film?
That's a very good one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Has Creature from the Black Lagoon come out?
I don't quote me on this, but yes.
Then I think yes, because as a cinema owner, I want to make money, and I think like there's a clear thing, especially back then, of just like people just go and see shit. Like
Yeah.
if they think they know what it is, and it's like if you just put another film with a fish monster in it out, I think they would be like cool. And
Put
come
it
see it
as a short film before Creature of the Black
Ooh,
Lagoon.
yeah,
they're like,
and then-
I preferred that first.
I was just
one.
gonna say, yeah. Then when the actual film was like,
Yeah.
oh, actually, this one's black and white.
This Curse of the Secret Lake one's way better.
God,
It's
rubbish.
got it's got animations in it for the titles. It's got songs that I've never heard of before.
I
'Cause
don't
it's
know,
1957.
They know all this shit.
Yeah.
The lighting quality was a lot better. Bit overexposed at points,
Yeah.
but
Who are Roxy Music and the Smiths though?
that's how you inspire Morrissey.
It's
you go
the
back
guy.
in time and
It's
you're
that
the
guy
reason.
from Back to the Future, and he's like,
Oh,
you know, you're looking for a new
It's
sound.
your cousin, Marvin Berry. I think I would definitely play in the cinema in the 50s before Black Lagoon as like a mini vignette for
Yeah.
the main film.
I think I would as well.
Yeah.
Would you?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, it'd be pretty bad if you said no.
No. Hello and welcome to the final quiz.
Ooh.
It's the final quiz. Now to let you. That's a ditty I wrote for this.
Yeah.
See, I feel like I get one ditty in.
If you recharge your batteries now that you
If there's a difference in audio, it's because we're not recording this at the same time we recorded the episode. But this is the final quiz questions. And this is your final chance to overtake.
It is.
Unless you've overtaken me. We've not been
I
keeping
have
track.
absolutely no idea. I'm going to have to rewatch every single episode.
Yeah, and then we'll get...
Which is such a nightmare.
If you do that before we do the review, and then we can talk about it then, I guess, right? The big review.
Yeah.
The big tier list.
I have to do it tomorrow.
So I'm going to ask Jake 3 questions. All to do with film. If he gets all 3 right, he gets a chance to get a bonus point. If he gets all 3 wrong, he gets a chance to get a bonus point. Anything in the middle doesn't count. If he gets a bonus point from getting all 3 right, it's a victory lap. If he gets a bonus point from getting all 3 wrong, it's a pity point. Let's do it!
Purposely doing it bad for the last time.
I thought that was pretty good for what it was. Heather Donahue, Michael Williams, and Josh Leonard starred in which groundbreaking 90s horror movie? In which recent movie did Brad Pitt go intergalactic in search of his long-lost dad, Tommy Lee Jones, in a thrilling science fiction adventure? The way they worded it when they were giving them character names is really funny. Family First Frat and The Battle for the Street Begins are taglines for which recent comedy? I know 2 of these.
I know the last one.
Interesting.
The Brad Pitt one is throwing me a bit.
Oh, okay.
Was it recent?
In which recent movie did Brad Pitt go intergalactic in search of his long-lost dad, Tommy Lee Jones, in a thrilling science fiction adventure?
The wording of that is absolutely throwing me. The first one is the influential horror film in the 90s. Oh,
Heather Donahue, Michael Williams, and Josh Leonard.
I'm not very sharp on horror.
Yeah, true.
It's not really my bag.
It's true.
Thinking about influential horror films, the first one that springs to mind is Blair Witch. But I think that was the 80s. I think that was a bit earlier.
Okay.
The next one that springs to mind is Paranormal Activity, which I think I might guess, but I'm just going to think about it for a second. The third one I think of is Scream, because it's still going. Saw, I think, was the noughties, and they've just pumped so fucking many of them out. I can't think of any more. Like,
You're not a big horror person.
I'm not really a big horror person. I don't watch it that much, and so I can only really name the franchise ones. I mean, I guess you got stuff like The Fly and The Thing, but again, they're 80s. That's earlier. I really enjoyed The Fly, by the way. I've watched that. I'm gonna guess Paranormal Activity.
And the second question?
You're not telling me.
You're gonna be really upset. It was the Blair Witch Project.
Oh, was it actually?
And funny enough, it was 1999, so very much not the 80s.
No, it wasn't. Oh, damn it. Okay.
I think the biggest hint was the fact that none of them are people like you'd ever heard of.
But yeah,
Heather Donahue, Michael Williams, Josh Leonard.
Yeah.
Scream stars, Naomi Campbell. Not Naomi Campbell, sorry. Oh, fucking hell. Why am I blanking? Courtney Cox. Neve Campbell?
Right.
Yeah, Neve Campbell.
Yeah.
That's her name, right?
I think so.
Oh, God. I feel like... I don't know. I'm having a brain fart. In which recent movie did Brad Pitt go intergalactic in search of his long-lost dad, Tommy Lee Jones, in a thrilling science fiction adventure? I'm surprised you don't know this.
Have I seen it?
I don't know if you've seen it. I just feel like you would know it. I don't know. It's based on nothing, really.
Is it not? It's based on nothing.
There's not based on any concepts or, like, truth. I don't know.
Okay. It was science fiction. It's probably not based on any truth.
No, I mean, like, my guess as to you knowing it is what I was talking about.
Oh, it's
I'm
not
saying
based
it's
on
not
anything.
based on
Okay,
anything.
okay,
Like,
okay.
I don't know for a fact.
Yeah.
I just feel like
I
you
mean,
have.
like, the way I'm going is trying to name Brad Pitt movies that came out recently. And all I can think of is Bullet Train and World War Z.
Bullet Train is famously about him going intergalactic.
Yeah, as is World War Z.
Both have Tommy Lee Jones as well. You're in a bit of a pickle.
Maybe it's Men in Black 5.
There you go.
No, it's definitely not that.
So funny if it was. I was about to give it to you.
It's really annoying. I feel like I might kick myself when you tell me. I'm going to guess Valerian, the City of a Thousand Planets.
Ooh, correct. No, it's Ad Astra.
Oh, fuck.
Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I still haven't watched it. I need to.
I think in my head, I kind of, for some reason, I've mashed First Man and Ad Astra together, even though they're not the same film in the slightest, other than they're in space.
Okay.
And also, I think I said there's one person who really likes First Man.
Yeah.
I think it's actually one person who really likes Ad Astra.
So no one likes First Man. Okay.
Oh, that is quite frustrating.
Family versus frat, and
It's Bad
the
Neighbours.
battle for the streets begins. I'll tag it as for which recent comedy you're saying.
Bad Neighbours.
Can you tell me the year?
There's a second one, and I believe the second one came out pre-COVID. So I'm gonna guess that was like 2019. So I'm gonna guess 2017.
2014.
Really?
Same year as Whiplash in America, anyway.
Which is the better film?
Only one way to find out. A film off. Yes, right. It was right, by the way. It was Bad Neighbours.
Okay. So I got one right.
So you got one, which
That's
means
rough.
you don't get anything. But I can read them to you if you want.
Yeah.
True or false? It would take 10 days to watch every Oscar-nominated film in 2015.
False.
That's correct. Rosario Dawson created her own comic book. True or false?
I'm gonna guess true.
It's true.
Yeah. I couldn't quite tell if they were trying to do, Miss Marvel. She's doing a Miss Marvel comic.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, she is. I thought they were like mixing who it was, but
Oh no, yeah.
but
no.
she actually is doing one. Yeah.
Katharine Hepburn never married.
False.
That's false. You got all three of those right. Would have been better if you got all three right when you were getting properly quizzed. But
Yep, it would have.
that's it. The final quiz.
Yeah, all done. What are we gonna do with the rest of this thing?
Answer when we feel like it.
Next episode will be a ranking of all of the short films we've watched this.
Bloody hell!
this
There's so
season.
many as well.
I know.
What's your favourite so far, Jay?
Such highs,
If you had to
such
pick
lows.
one film.
I think it's the one from episode 14.
Wow,
I
I really
know.
like the one from episode 7.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think episode 14 is going to be my favourite one of the
I think
season.
episode 7 is going to be my favourite of the entire show.
better than
Tickle
Tickle Monster.
and previous season. Yeah. I'm saying right now, right here, episode 7's film is better than Tickle Monster.
God. Who's picking episode 7?
I don't know.
You're on
I
on
was
evens,
one.
it's you.
You should know this. You've already seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have. We
Yeah.
have seen it.
God, just memory's terrible.
Yeah. It's so long ago
Oh,
now.
bloody hell.
Episode 22 we're on.
Oh, God, so many
many-
episodes we've
so
done.
many
I'm
episodes.
exhausted. Because we do them all today.
We've been doing this all year because
I mean,
it's
we
October
could physically
now.
do them all in a day, couldn't we?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably could.
I wouldn't want to, but
No.
we could.
In a 24-hour span, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
We should do that for season 3.
Oh, God. Maybe a weekend. Do
No.
11
one
per
day.
day.
1 day. 22 in a day.
You would have to do one podcast every hour,
We'd
pretty
be
much.
constantly talking. By the final episode, we'd be literally dead.
Yeah.
We'd be like,
You have to get up. Like, it would be a full 24 hours
we'd be
of being
eating
awake.
during some of the podcasts.
Well, we eat whilst we're watching.
No.
Okay.
And then
All
we
right.
upload it as one long episode.
So are we promising now that's what we'll do for season 3?
Yeah, guaranteed.
Great.
If we get picked up.
And then I'll also edit it all in one day.
It's streamed. And then after the stream, it doesn't exist anymore. It's a one-off.
Yeah.
And then we'll just start uploading season 4 after that, and everyone will be like, what the fuck? All 7 people who listen will be like, wait.
All right. We had 300 views on the first episode.
Nintendo
and
money.
more afterwards, I'm assuming.
Yeah, on 7, we had thousands.
Episode 16 had like nearly 1 million views.
Yeah, it's crazy. I
It's
still
crazy.
can't believe that. And that film, God, awful.
So bad.
16 so bad.
Yeah.
Hate
Because
it.
14 was the best.
Ugh. I mean, 14 was okay, but 7? At least they're not 16.
Thanks for listening. If you've enjoyed what you've listened to, maybe you can subscribe and watch our other videos.
Don't feel like you have to.
No. Mate, I don't know if you fancy it.
Yeah.
If you've got time to kill to listen to our
Please do.
silly little podcast. Yeah. Hopefully we've got 1 million subscribers by now.
I mean,
It is October.
we
so
do.
Yeah, we do. Because it's October.
Yeah.
And that's
October,
when
you know,
everyone-
the famous.
Yeah.
Everyone
That's when
gets
everyone
3 million
subscribes.
subscriber. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment. What did you say, comment, Tom?
Comment. I don't know about you guys, but these guys always deliver.
Ooh, I like that.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Nice.
comment that down below.
Yeah.
Or don't.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. You don't feel you have to. I would like you to, but don't have to. Anyway, until next week, you won't hear us,
But we'll see you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
God. Thank fuck that's over.